And God also told me to expose the devil. So I'm here today to expose the devil. Welcome to Healing Hearts TV, and I'm your host, Queen Melody. There was something that was so crazy that happened to me this week, but God told me it was a test and a testimony. So I came out victoriously, right? This week I got this, I wouldn't really want to call it an opportunity, but someone connected me with a company. This company, God told me, was demonic. But of course, he told me after, the test and all the fighting and, the spiritual warfare that I had experienced during this test, right? And so I just wish you would have told me before, but it's okay. It's okay. God sharpens our fingers to fight and our hands for war, just like David, right? And the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Now, this company's name suggests that they probably believe that we came from monkeys, right? It's a travel agency, by the way. They're connected with another travel agency. So it's like a collaborative effort with these two agencies or whatever. I was basically signing up to become a travel agent, right? And it was warfare from the very beginning. Anyway, that evening, after I signed up, I was told that I needed to give the leader my photo and some information, right? And so anyway, I contacted the leader and we spoke, and she asked me the same question. She wanted my picture. She introduced me to their network or whatever, but I'm not on Facebook, so yeah. But right before I was going to send the picture, for some reason, I ended up over her on YouTube. Thank God I did. I saw a post, a community post in someone's community that I'm in, and it said, pray about everything, small and big things, because God wants to be in every detail of your life. Something like that, right? But basically, that's what it said. And I decided, let me pray, because I didn't pray if I should send it to my picture, right? And I prayed, and instantly I heard the lady say to me in a vision, I need you to take us to water so that we can resurrect. And what she told me that she wanted to resurrect was something that I had put to death in my life, something that I never want to resurrect, something that never birthed, but I also never wanted to be birthed, right? And in my mind, I'm like, what type of demon or devil she's been conjuring up, familiar spirits, to get this information? Because nobody knows this. Not even the person that I would have been connected to that would have connected me to them. I decided not to give her the information. And I said, I'm going to pray about it tonight. And I sat down and I prayed about it. Oh my God. The warfare that night. Oh, this week has been a week of warfare. Always is. But that night was wild. So I saw myself in this house, in this dream, right? So in this house, I saw a bunch of people, but it was levels. I could tell that some were higher than the others by the way that they were position on the floor. So it's like going like this, right? Everybody was holding hands linked together. However, the person that was holding my hand, that was connecting me up, I saw them bending down to tie their lace, and they were just staring in my eyes while they're tying their lace, and they were not actually linking me. The link was broken right there. And I had about 2 or 3 people on the other side of me connected really to nobody. Right, I guess that was the people that they wanted me to bring in, but I wasn't connected, right? Then I saw this glass box, a glass cabinet, if you will. And I saw myself in it. They were closing the lid on it. And it's like I was fighting to get out of it. Oh my goodness. I woke up and I went in straight warfare mode. And so then after that, I got free out of this box, right? And I realized, and God spoke to me and he told me that is a demonic company. They have set a trap to catch you. And I just knew exactly what I had to do. God has already taught me how to fight, and I was fighting. So then I saw myself, they try to put this bathing suit, bikini, on a hanger around my neck to make it a yoke around my neck. Because obviously they said they wouldn't take me to water, right? So I realized that they used the marine kingdom, right? Anyway, bunch of mermaids, merman, or whatever they are, or whatever they use, right? And so then after that, I saw myself walking on this beach. I didn't have on the bathing suit, but I saw myself walking on the beach. And I saw the same lady who was the leader that was asking me for my picture. And she looked at me and she said, that's the girl that was in the cabinet. I just had to bind her up real quick, right? and delete and destroy all of that, right? So after that, no, before I actually saw that part, kid you not, I saw myself in a classroom in my old high school. Because you know, they take you back to places where they could formulate altars, where they could do what they want to do, right? What was crazy though, we were doing in class, we were doing waves, you know, swashing, backwashing, all that stuff to do with the sea, the ocean, right? It was a social studies class that I had in high school. And we went on they went on a field trip to the beach to learn about sand dunes and learn about the waves or whatever. That day, I did not go. No. Tell me, how in the world I see a boy or a man in the classroom. His face was covered, like he was trying to cover his identity, but I knew who it was. I knew exactly who it was. And he started calling out some terminology about the ocean. And so I started calling out with him. Like it was like I was in a class being tested, right? When I saw myself on the beach, I realized it was the day that I was supposed to go to the sand dunes. However, that day, God forgive me, I skipped school. I didn't want to go. I skipped school with one of my friends. So that's probably how they used it, because it was indiscretion of me. So I had to get up and ask God to forgive me for skipping school, right? I had to renounce skipping school because they will use anything that was a sin or indiscretion, something in your life, an unholy moment per se, right? Where you missed the mark. They will use that against you. So anyway, when I walked on the beach, like I said, the lady was there and she said, that's the girl that was in the cabinet. I woke up again and I started fighting and I started destroying that, right? Because I knew they wanted water to resurrect this thing that was in my life that I already killed, right? This thing that I no longer desire. It wasn't a sin, but it was something that I desired that I no longer desire, right? And so then after that, I woke up that next morning, knew what I had to do. I knew I had to get out of that. I opted out. I asked for a refund. What I did was change everything on my profile. I changed the picture to Jesus is Lord. In the bio description, I wrote, Jesus Christ, the bread of life, is Lord. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. These demons need to know who you are. Listen, do not be ashamed of the gospel, because they are not ashamed of their devils or their demons. Okay? So I came out of the group and I knew they were upset. God told me to expose it. You see, when I heard God told me to expose it, they was like, no, don't talk about it. I heard somebody say to me, no, don't talk about it in a vision, right? I knew I had to come here today and tell you what I saw. Be careful of these demonic companies. Pray about everything. Do not neglect to pray about the small details in your life. I'm P Melody.
Operation Destination. Got a situation. Operation Destination. Need us a little shot. Watching Hearts TV. Operation Destination. Got a situation. Operation Destination. Need us a little shot.